And we are ready to begin. Maria, do we have the go? 10:20 in time. Good morning, everybody. We invite you to take your seats because this amazing experience in the first level of this beautiful building will begin right now. Are you ready? I didn't hear you. Sorry. Are you ready? Okay, that's the energy. That's the energy that we want to have here today. And we are really, really happy to have you here. I beg everybody in the back that if you don't want to sit down, just please remain quiet so we can enjoy this beautiful atmosphere. Well, I told you that we are really, really happy to be here today. Today is a special day. It's the very first South Summit in Mexico, the first of many. This is the way for transformation, the way for collaboration. And you know what? This stage is really special. It's called the playground stage. So they say that kids always play and that we really learn when we are playing. So I invite you to play, to connect, to be open, to let your inner child explore the concepts that we will be talking here today. Because you know what? The first block in the morning will be about open innovation. How many of you have heard about open innovation before? Are you familiar with the concept? Open innovation. What do you think when you talk about open innovation? Just say one word. Synonyms of open innovation. Thank you. Collaboration. Collaboration. That's great. It's about collaboration. What else? Another? Connection, I heard there, connection. It's about connection and, of course, innovation in a network. So you will see that this morning we have the best speakers here, and we are all aiming to talk about how to create new things in collaboration. To open this amazing day, we have our very own Maria Benjumea to tell us a few words and inspire us for this amazing morning. Maria, my friend, welcome on stage.
Thank you very much, Marisol. Thank you very much. Well, as I told you before, in the next stage, I'm really very happy to be here. It's incredible just to be here and see a tray of fruit to welcome us. This is the best we can see. Well, for us, the Open Innovation Forum is really a very important space, and it's a very important space to share knowledge between all of us. Because when we talk about open innovation, you can say, oh, open innovation always existed. Because corporations, to look for innovation, they work with universities, they work with Center of Innovation or with Center of Technologies. But you know, the key word here when Marisol talk and ask us about that is collaboration, as you said, connection in between corporates and startups. You know, when we started thinking about all this, it was 2010. And when we really started with Spain Startup, it was 2012. But you know, since the beginning, what we saw is, well, we had a very deep crisis in Spain, but what we thought is the crisis would pass because it's conjunctural, but the change in the world, as far as we are seeing it, is absolutely structural. It's a revolution, and now we are seeing it. So if something is revolutionizing, it's going to change everything, and we have to change our mindset, not only like people, as organizations, because this world goes so fast, so incredible fast, that immediately are appearing new players, new corporates that are leaving the traditional ones, that if those traditional corporations, they don't make up their minds, and they change, and they look for that innovation wherever they can find it, they are going to die. they are not going to grow faster. They are going to die. So the good, really good news is that in 4 years, no more than 5, that at the beginning when we talk about entrepreneurs, we talk about startups, they say, oh yes, the corps, they say, oh yes, we help entrepreneurs. And I said, no, this is nothing about you help them. It's something that we need them. We need the innovation created by the startups, and it's the only way that our organizations could first survive, and if they survive, of course, the only way to grow. So the good news is that nowadays, and I would like to know what you think about this, everyone, every corp, maybe they don't know now what to do, but all of us, we are believers that open innovation is key in our lives, in our professional lives, is key for corps. And BBVA is one great example. Marisol is the general manager who leads all the open innovation in BBVA, in the corp, and Marcela, that she's going to have the keynote now. I'm looking forward to listening to her. She is the one here in BBVA, Mexico, Vancouver. And since the beginning, since I know BBVA, they have always been very focused in innovation, in open innovation, in working with startups and building business together. That's the real difference. And that's what really for us is the best of the news. And you know what? Now we have a big chance because, for example, the ecosystems can be more developed in one country or in others, because the United States is the DNN, or Israel, they've been very clever, and really they have developed the ecosystem really incredible. But this open innovation, the transformation of the companies just to work hand by hand with just the culture of win-win. This is not I'm the big one, and I want to work with a small one. No, 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 no. Both of them, we need each other. And you know what? We started 2 years with Marisol and with many of the people that are going to be here with us, sharing all this with us. We created a network just to share knowledge, to share experience. Because if our fears, our enemy is not anymore our traditional competitors, we know them. We know how we can work and go further with them. It's the other one. So if we go together, and that's why I love this ecosystem, we work together, and if we join forces, we go much further, and it's much better for all of us. And you know what the results about that thing is because all of us, aren't we not disruptive innovators, all of us? Of course, yes. That's why we call that network Disruptive Innovators Network. And we work together. And what we experience there, working together, sharing that knowledge, sharing those experiences, sharing how we can work, because you know how difficult it is to change, to transform one organization, one of yours of organizations, to work hand by hand what we are, startups. The ones you are startups, you know what that. So I don't want to speak anymore, because here we are going to share those experiences with the really protagonist of it. And first of all, with Marce. But the one who is going to introduce her is Marisol. Marisol, thank you very much.
Well, yes, I realized that I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Marisol Menendez. I'm head of open innovation at BBVA. I'm based in Madrid, and together with our local team here in Vancouver, and we have here a team from Argentina, from Peru, from Colombia. We are all here because we believe in this change and we want to work with you. So we invite you to come to us and to work with us. But as Maria says, we don't want to spend too much time talking about ourselves, and we will have many opportunities to tell the story. This morning, as I said before, is beautiful because we are building a story. We are showing you real results. We are going to talk about with realities, not with wishful thinking, thoughts. So first of all, before I forget, remember to tweet. South Summit MX, South Summit MX is the hashtag. And in this stage, you can also use the hashtag Open Innovation. Okay? Are you ready? So, the very first shiny speaker of the morning, let me welcome on stage Marcela Cetina, Head of Open Innovation at BBVA Bancomer. Woo!
And, okay, great. And Marisol helped me a lot with this because this is one of the first times that we are going to talk about this collaboration between BBVA Mexico and other startups. We have been working a lot in the past days and in the past years to create these collaborations, and I don't know what's happening with the clicker. Okay. Yeah. Right. This is my breathing, right?
Yeah.
I'm really nervous, I think. So, I cannot, can you change the slide, please? So, are we learning as fast as the world is changing? This is something that we ask a lot ourselves in BBVA, and it's something really important for you to ask in your company, because you have to keep the rhythm going, and sometimes you cannot go as fast as you want to, but this is why you can collaborate with others. This is why the collaboration is so important. And can you, the clicker is not working, so if I do this, will you change the slide? Perfect. So we need to start playing, right? This is the playground. And it's so important for us to have these future innovations, because sometimes it just won't come from new technologies. It will come from new ways of collaborating with others. It's not only with startups, it could be collaborating with other corporations, and we're going to talk more about how we do this. But let's give you a little bit of context of BBVA and the financial services. People don't like banking, right? Some of you spend most of your time in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Amazon, than in your mobile app from your financial institution. And that's normal. The experiences that you have in other platforms are different from the ones that we are currently giving you, but we are changing that. And the technology is something really important for that, because they are enabling things that we never imagined, right? This couldn't be, in 2007, I started my Facebook profile, and it changed completely the way that I have the conversations with my friends, share my photos, and technology is doing this in a really big steps. So we need to as a financial institution, we need to do something about this, and we have to change the way you see us as a bank. We now don't see us just as a financial institution that it's holding your money. We want to create different experiences for you to have impact in your lives and in your businesses. So BBA, it's really, really important for Mexico, right? In BBVA Bancomer, it's the bank, the biggest bank that we have here. These are, for you, if you don't know, BBVA, it's in more than 35 countries. So if you want to collaborate with a bank in Mexico, BBVA is the one, because then it can be the bridge for you to go into different countries and to test your solution with us. Can you change, please, the other one? So open innovation in BBVA, that's something that I know more, and I want to tell you how we do it. We have 3 different innovations in BBVA. One is the organic one, the inorganic also, and the open innovation. And for the open innovation, what we do is that if we don't innovate as a bank, then we're not going to survive all this transformation that is happening. And in the beginning, in the opening keynote, what we had is that they told us about how our chairman said in a lot, like in 10 years ago, that we needed to transform us as instead of being a financial institution, we needed to change for a technology company. And as an open innovation, we need to connect and collaborate with fintech ecosystem and with the entrepreneurial ecosystem. This is our manifesto. This is what we created, perhaps I think it was 1.5 years ago, because we understood that we were doing things with different startups, but we had to create this manifesto for us to understand to see and to go back and remember that this is what we needed to do to create amazing things together. So how do we define the ecosystem, right? We have different actors, and some of you are perhaps companies, some of you are startups, some of you are ecosystem builders or other corporations, academia, and we collaborate with all of them. We collaborate with South Summit, we collaborate with EA, we collaborate with different players that are really, really important for us to keep creating the ecosystem. Thanks. So as I told you, we have 3 different types of innovation: the organic, inorganic, and the open. And in all of them, we scout, co-create, partner, acquire, and invest. So in the ones that, in open innovation, what we do is that we partner a lot, we scout, and we co-create. We scout because we have to see what's happening, right? We have the Open Tablet competition, we have the hackathon from BBVA Bancomer, we partnered with South Summit, and then this is in the one that we are looking out for different opportunities to collaborate. And then we co-create together, right? Sometimes we have to create a proof of concepts to understand what is the technology that you are offering to us. And then if the creation goes well, then we decided to partner. Thanks. So we have to transform the value of the propositions to our customers. This is really, really important. And in the 5 different things that we do, we always look at how do we transform the value proposition. And how do we disrupt? How do we disrupt the business model? Because we need to keep disrupting everything that we are doing. So thanks. So at the end, what do we do and what have we been doing? We have here, as you can see, the startups and the different business units of the bank. What we did is that we understood what are the needs of the business units. This is perhaps something really simple, but it was really complicated because they always need money, they always need more people, and they sometimes don't understand how they can solve the problem that they are trying to fix. And on the other hand, we have the startups. We have all the different solutions that come here to this kind of event, and then we introduce them, and we connect to the stakeholders from the bank. So we can create these solutions, right? It's a match. It's like Tinder. It's really kind of simple, right? I haven't used Tinder in a while, but that's how it worked in my days. Right? You see some specific solution, and then you have the problem that you want to solve, and then at the end, we have solutions in the hands of our customers. So what are the keys to create this collaboration? We have to be really, really efficient, and we have to trust in the solution. But we also have to do business, right? We have to create this value for the two parts of the relation, the startup or the corporation. But we have to see all the benefit. And this is what we've been having. We have the Fast Track program, which has been a really good success for us at BBVA. We started this in 2016. We started to create the proof of concept, but we didn't have a name for that. We create 7 proof of concepts, and in the next year we create a program that it was called Open Sandbox because of the sandbox of the regulatory sandbox, and then we changed it to Fast Track. And now this program it has been working in 3 different countries, where we have 41. This is only the numbers for Mexico, okay? So 41 startups that have run or started a proof of concept. Then we have 50 different proof of concepts, because sometimes we have different business units that want to use the same solution. And 6 of those startups became a provider or are starting the process of becoming a provider with us. And we have 39 business units that were interested in test a specific solution. But what is really important is that 44% of those proof of concepts fail, and that's fine. That's fine because you have to understand that working with a corporation, it's not easy. And sometimes you are not ready as a startup to work with a corporation that big, or sometimes it just didn't work. The numbers didn't work, or you didn't felt comfortable with the results. So not all the proof of concepts are going to be a success, but you have to try it, and now you know what you can fix to start creating value to a corporation. You are going to learn. So this is what we've been doing. Please stay tuned for the things that we're going to do in the next year. And I had to change it for 2019, sorry. Thanks a lot for that. And we're going to have an interview with one of the startups.
Thank you very much, Marce. Are you staying on stage?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Marce. Please be seated. Open Innovation 2019 will be a good talk. Now let's welcome on stage, please, to Juan Esteban. We want to not only talk about things, but show them. So welcome to a real success story, and the stage is all yours.
Thanks. So I'm really happy to have CDMX here because we met in 2016, actually. We started working with them in a Google Launchpad event because we collaborate with corporations. So we run these kind of events where we are advised to the startup, and that is when we met CDMX with Cristina, and from that they were a really big part of the process and the learnings that we had here. So if you want to please share what you do, because it's really important for the audience.
Incluso
Do you hear me?
tenemos
Okay.
dentro del grupo de ángeles.
Thank you very much, Marce. Thank you for having me here. Yeah, as you said, we have been working with BBVA not only in Mexico but globally 3 years ago now. Basically what we do, we are a Mexican-based startup. We use different technologies to help companies do consumer intelligence. So through the web cameras of any device like cell phones or computers, we do eye tracking, we do emotion recognition, and we do behavior analytics. So at the end, we help companies to track any type of digital content like images, videos, web pages to understand how consumers are feeling with these contents. So we deliver insights to companies on how to improve these contents. And that's what we have been doing with BBVA in different areas, in UX, testing applications, testing web pages, testing marketing campaigns. So yeah, to do a quick summary, 3 years ago we met, and through the innovation area, we entered the company. We did a pilot with an application called VVVA Plan. The results were amazing, and then we start talking with different areas of the company, and now we have been collaborating for 3 years, more than 15 projects, so that's why we are here today.
Excellent. So we are going to have just three really simple questions. So the first one is, would you describe the success story for collaborating with a corporation? What's success for you?
Yeah, definitely. I think in the case of a collaboration between a startup and a corporate, a real good success metric would be, for example, first of all, impacting real business metrics. It's not only to deliver, but it's to impact a specific business metric of the company. And what startups can do is deliver speed and flexibility to those processes and to those solutions. In the case, for example, of BBVA, we have helped them with more downloads in their apps, to less times in which people uses, for example, and do a transaction through the app. So the real success is those three things: speed, flexibility, and impacting real business metrics. Not only deliver, but deliver real business metrics improvements.
And for you, it would be perhaps becoming a provider, having investment. What it's for you? Why do you want to work with a corporation?
Yeah, definitely. The first thing is that and success metrics there will be like a fast process becoming a provider, because as you know, some corporates, it's like 1 year to become providers. So yeah, the first success, and in this case with innovation in BBVA, it's going to be an easy process, and another good metric would be repurchase.
Okay.
For a startup to deliver a project on a corporate, I think a good metric will be that the corporate repurchase and maybe buy not only one project, but a license, for example. Okay. That's what we achieved with the BBVA.
And you work also with Coca-Cola company.
Yeah.
What's the difference between collaborating with a financial institution and a corporation?
Yeah, for example, one of the things that come to my mind is, for example, the security issues. For example, as you know, banks have a lot of more strict security issues with their consumers, with their clients. So in this case, specifically in our company, that we track consumer behaviors, and it's very sensitive because we ask consumers for their permission to turn on the web camera, and we track eye tracking and emotions, etc. We need to be very careful with the data. Okay. So in this case, the main difference will be the sensitivity of the consumer's data. So in this case, we have very established processes with the bank to assure you that we are not going to use any personal information of your clients.
And the last question, what would be your advice for a startup that it's going to start collaboration with a specific financial institution?
First of all, is try to enter through the innovation areas.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a very good advice. Hopefully, a lot of corporates now are having these open innovation structures inside the company. So my advice will be try to enter through these innovation areas, because it's faster and it's easy to permeate the different areas. The second one is to look for referrals inside the company. So in this case, for example, we did a pilot with a specific area, and then they love it, and we asked for referrals, so they refer us to the other different areas. So that will be both of the advice. And at the end, the final is what I told you, not only deliver, but try to impact real business metrics of the companies. That will be my advice.
Perfect. Thank you so much, and we are running time. Thanks a lot for being here, and I hope you enjoy the next sessions. Thanks.
Thank you. Gracias.
Well, Juan Esteban and Marce will be here. I really encourage you to approach them and connect and be inspired, because the main role of these sessions is to connect, to get the first insight, but you need to follow up that connection. Well, the next session for me is really interesting, because it mixes everything that we've been talking about. We've been talking about the startups, and we've been talking about corporations, and we've been talking about the ecosystem builders. So let me welcome on stage our first panel of the morning. This is a big panel, so we will be here Please, Diego Rocha from SACIR, from all the way from Spain. Welcome on stage, please. Sit here in the first place. Then we have, Cynthia Salicrut from Accenture. Welcome on stage. Sí, tú sí, luego siéntate ahí al lado. Welcome, welcome. Many claps, please. Then we have Javier Benavides from BBCS. Fernando Mora from Opino. And Leticia Cabral from Overtia. This is a master panel, you know, and so we will do the following. Here we have a good combination of different representation of what happens in the ecosystem. We have corporations, global corporations. We have ecosystem builders, what I call ecosystem builders, the connective tissue of the ecosystems. So we will divide the session in two parts, okay? First, we will talk with corporations, and then we will have that perspective. Do you agree? Like the idea? Let's keep the conversation rolling. So first, let's have a quick minute to do an intro. I would like you to introduce yourself and explain a little bit about your company, like put on your startup mode and do it in a quick tweet so everybody can get to know you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you as well to Maria and to the organizers of this great event. I'm very happy to be here with you. My name is Diego Rocha. I'm the head of innovation at SACIR. SACIR is a global company with operation in infrastructure and urban services, services to municipalities, all that has to do with smart cities. Although we are a global company, we have a strong interest and a strong focus in Latin American markets and also in Southern Europe. We are currently strengthening our position in Mexico. Mexico is currently our second market worldwide in terms of revenues, and we have a strong workforce being developed right now with around 500 employees in this market.
Cool. That's incredible. So lots of business here, guys. Cynthia, please introduce yourself.
Hi, how are you? Thank you, Maria, and thank you, everybody that is sitting here. I know there's a lot going on, so thank you for choosing to be here in this panel. I work for Accenture. I'm the head of innovation for Accenture in Mexico and Open Innovation too. As you know, Accenture is the biggest consulting firm in the world. It has almost 400,000 employees. And we are starting to grow the ecosystem of open innovation in Mexico, because we understand that what's happening in this country and all the forecast of what's going to happen in the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to need a lot of collaboration and a lot of things that people have already learned. Why we learn them if we can, collaborate with them. So that's what we're trying to do with Accenture.
Thank you. So let's begin with these corporation parts, and then we will get back to you guys. So all of three of us come from big corporations with global presence, with interesting collaboration as a way of working. So what I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into, what's the vision of your own organizations in this value creation through collaboration, specifically with the startups? Because we know that working with the startups is challenging. We know that not challenging in the way that it's problematic, but in the way that we need to get to know ourselves and understand where's the value for everybody. So what's your take here in SACIR? I know it's super interesting, and I'm sure they will appreciate.
Yeah, I can tell you, if you want, why we collaborate with the startups and how we do it, all right?
Perfect.
In terms of why, it's mainly because we see that disruption is currently happening in infrastructure and urban services. So there are new technologies. We usually operate in a very physical world, which is made of cement, concrete, walls, columns, steel, etc. And in this physical world, the new technologies of 3D printing, 3D modeling, IoT is having a huge impact right now. And this impact is being developed by startups. And we want to partner with them and to collaborate, but not only with startups, with different type of agents in the market, because we really believe in the ecosystem concept in which investors, other large corporations, startups, even universities and other agents can work together in order to solve the challenges that we face. And then I come to the second point: how do we collaborate with the startups? We usually structure all the collaboration around the concept of challenge. And we launch a challenge and we try to solve them together in this ecosystem with co-creation projects. Projects in which we are able to test the technologies and to see how these technologies can create value in the market. And once the value is created in the market, we try to find win-win monetization schemes in order to share the value with the entrepreneurs.
Okay, so that's interesting because I think we don't realize that even in infrastructure, which is such a hard world, you also being disrupted somehow, and startups are also the innovation lab for your sector. And what about Accenture? We know Accenture is a consulting agency, but it's also a global corporation, which I know you are working really hard into integrating the value from startups. What do you do? What's your intake?
Well, our focus basically is on building bridges among startups and our clients.
They also build bridges.
Oh, well, that's a hypothetical bridge.
Roads,
not a physical one. I wouldn't know how to do it. But we have clients that do. You can be our client.
Right.
I think it's building bridges because we understand, we've been for many years working with big corporations, so we understand their DNA, we understand their businesses, we understand their digestive system, as we call it. We also know startups, and usually you're bringing those together, the value is not 2 plus 2, it ends up being 3. And we want it to be 2 plus 2, 5. So we believe in co-creation more than you telling me what to do and me telling you what you need. For that, we've created a global network of liquid studios, that's what we call them. So based on design thinking and other methodologies, we bring them together and we co-create and create the future with us. We believe that also our clients are at a point where there are as many possible futures as they can imagine, given the ambiguity and the complexity of a business world today. And technology, we don't know where it's taking us. So the future has to be created right now. And that's what our clients are facing. And the startups, all in a different way, are way more in touch, sometimes with consumers than the big corporations are. So they have that sense of the market, and they have the agility and the ambition to change things rapidly and constantly. And also the startups can benefit from working with these corporations who are the ones who can help them scale in ways they never dreamed of. So
I really like what you're saying because I'm convinced that nowadays we are not asking anymore who will survive, either startups or corporations, because we know that the future is a collective future and each of us have our own role. Corporations have the strength, have the infrastructure, and startups have the agility and the intelligence to look into new things. And we need each other to build this future. And what is interesting, I don't know if you realized, I'm from the banking world. As Marcela said, people would rather go to the dentist than go to the bank. That's true. We've measured that. This is something that nobody wants to buy. It's a difficult market, a difficult sector. But still, we are working a lot in digitization and creating value to customers. We're talking about infrastructures. We're talking about consulting services. And as you can see, we're talking about the same base and the same spirit. We're connecting sectors. But also here, we are represented more than 30 nationalities. We're talking about different countries. We are talking about connecting countries, connecting sectors, connecting companies, connecting startups and corporations. And I'm really amazed by the impact of the global connection. My company is global, your company is global, and yours as well. So my next question is about, having that global presence, what's your role or your vision on connecting these local startups that are maybe writing the future here locally to the global world? And how's this game, these bridges that we are all creating, either digital or physical, how are they working to make the innovation flow around the world? What's your vision?
Well, I have a very specific vision about the opportunity we face in infrastructure in the Latin world, in Mexico and in Latin America. I really have the impression that we can create a new ecosystem for infrastructure in the Latin world. And let's see what happened in Silicon Valley. So startups in Silicon Valley started disruption in several sectors in which the US had a huge critical mass, the demand and the offer. For example, media, entertainment, music, they had large companies operating in those businesses, and they had a huge market which represented a large demand of the services. And the startups in Silicon Valley disrupted, changes the rules in those sectors. When it comes to infrastructure, demand and offer, the critical mass of demand and offer is not concentrated in the US. It's concentrated in the Latin world. We have, in the Latin world, the largest cities in the world. And they have huge requirements in terms of improvement of infrastructure and urban services. And on the other side, the largest companies, largest companies offering solutions, largest corporations were usually born in the south of Europe, in France, in Spain, in Italy, and they have become local in Latin America. So I really see an opportunity to create a hub, worldwide hub for innovation and an ecosystem for the collaboration between startups and large corporations, specifically in infrastructure in Latin America.
Did you see that? Business opportunities, guys. These are real business opportunities. And Cynthia, what about you?
Well, first of all, dream big, but never assume anything. I think my experience with startups that started even before Accenture is that sometimes we forget about the money-making machine. I mean, we focus so much on our product and our service that we forget how are we going to make money and how our business model is going to be defined. So my invitation to all the startups in Mexico is think as a platform business model. If you think as a platform business model of your own company, the scale and the globalization will come in a ways that you never, foresaw before. So for us, that's very important to bring the Mexican and Latin American startups, which is our focus in Mexico, obviously, with our global partners. But we ask you to do this first. I mean, create a business model. We can help you there because we're going to be also advising startups in how to get into the, with the big guys. And also, I saw a startup recently that really, really caught my attention because the owner said to me, he had a really good product, a really good technology, and he said, but you know what? I'm going to be dead in 3 years. My product's going to be a commodity, and I know that. So how many of the startups are challenging themselves, thinking that they might become a commodity? They're so wrapped up in, I'm so new, that, and this guy said, I'm going to become a commodity in 3 years. So my idea is to do this and this and this, and I need Accenture for this and this and this and this and that. So he had seen the future for 10 to 15 years now. So I think that's also, what we want to, to work with you in terms of doing that. That's our vision for the Mexican Latin American startups.
Thank you very much.
And I think we also, our markets are so complex also that I think the creativeness of these startups in these regions of the world can really create something awesome for the rest of the world.
Perfect. Well, this was the corporation's visions. Let's move forward towards the ecosystem builders, the connectors. Please, Fernando, Javier, Leticia, introduce yourselves, and then we'll build later on that. Leticia, ladies first.
Great. Okay, my name is Leticia Cabral. I'm an international consultant. I have more than 25 years experience advising large corporations, global corporations, research organizations, governments, SMEs, and startups on business development, strategy, and business and commercialization techniques or strategies. I'm currently working for Oxentia. Oxentia is the global innovation consulting company of the University of Oxford in the UK on the areas of technology transfer, innovation, and entrepreneurship. We've been advising not only corporations and research organizations on how to commercialize their technology or portfolio management, doing portfolio management or validation of the portfolio management, but also training and advising entrepreneurs from all over the world. We operate in 60 countries, more or less, from all over the world on business and commercialization techniques, financial strategies, and also on soft skills like negotiations and presentation skills to investors. We also been connecting these startups with global corporations or with investors all around the world. Okay, so
You hunt her down. Oh.
right, I will talk more about that later on. Yes.
Thank you, Leticia.
Okay.
It's a real pleasure to be here. Actually, we are creating an open innovation system here today in this event with the sharpest minds, with a lot of CEOs, a lot of different industries, and we are sharing all this network. This is how we create open innovation. I know that because Opino, the company that I represent today, the name came from open innovation. No? We are celebrating our 10th anniversary, and we got born during the crisis. We were created the same week that Lehman Brothers crashed. And we were created in Silicon Valley. So we knew that something would happen there in Silicon Valley, and we had to use that knowledge and the methodologies that all the startups were applying to their business and to their services and to their products, and transfer there to the big corporations, the big institutions. And actually, here are some of our clients, like BBVA, like Sacyr. We are working also with Mafre, with Santander, with a lot of companies, and we are trying to trace that bridge between the startup ecosystem and the big corporations. So it's a real pleasure to be here and share all our projects.
Cool. Javier.
Well, my name is Javier Benavides. I come from Peru. I'm a partner of BBCS Capital, which is an angel investment ranking. We also are co-founders of Ángeles AP, which is kind of a larger ring of angel investors across our 4 countries, Mexico, Colombia, Chile, and Peru. And why I'm here, because we also help entrepreneurs to match with corporations, and together we build bridges, but financial bridges, when it's about just delivering working capital for startups, for example.
That's incredible. If you see the common word that has been mentioned in the 3 presentations is connection between startups and corporations. So I don't know if you are looking to that opportunity, but make sure that you make the best of these amazing people here today. So my first question for you will be, what's your experience and your vision with the startup ecosystem, especially in the Spanish-speaking world? Because we are talking about here today about the challenge here in the Spanish-speaking world. Leticia, please.
Okay, I will try to talk about 3 main areas on this ecosystem, so 3 main stakeholders. And one of them is first of all, the entrepreneurs. And this is a message that I really also want to call the attention for the corporations. In Latin America, we are seeing an emergence. Not only the startups are the traditional startups that we know, traditional, typical startups. We're seeing an increased number of startups that have been developed or are being developed by young researchers that develop their innovation within universities, and then through a process of a spin-off, they created the startups. That means that there is a great deal in Latin America of science-based startups or science-based projects that have applications in almost all sectors of industry: construction, energy and power, agriculture, fintech, banking, healthcare, medical devices, and across all kinds of technologies. So this is something that it's very talented people. And that's something that we're seeing. But because these people are very focused on their technology and science-based, they are lacking still all these business and commercial capabilities, negotiation skills, management skills that are key to really take the startups to a successful, being successful with the startups. So this is an area that we need to keep working, and that's why the collaboration with corporations can be key. The other thing on the corporation side, putting aside, I would say Mexico, which is a little bit more developed country in terms of open innovation, private investment, and that, we're still seeing that local corporations or local companies or family-owned businesses invest very limited amounts on innovation or nil. And they are not just yet open to the concept of open innovation. Therefore, there's little collaboration between startups and corporations in these countries, although we've seen a little bit more trends. If we think about the global corporations that are based in these countries, most of them do not undertake innovation per se in these countries. All the innovation activities done at the headquarters. So as a result, again, little collaboration other than support on social responsibility support. So the startups have to look outside their countries for this kind of potential partners and corporations. But sometimes the key challenge is to get access to these corporations, okay? And finally, still very limited private investment in these countries, which is the major reason for these companies to really flourish and to really they need this extra push to be into market, but they keep relying on government funding. So this is kind of the challenges and the vision that we're seeing.
Yeah. There is now like a startup Spanish-speaking market. There is like a global one. There are no more languages or barriers or frontiers between one startups to another's. And what we have seen from our experience since we become the Spanish editors of MIT Technology Review, and we do the ceremony of innovators under 35, we have been looking at all the countries in Latin America, and we have seen a lot of talent everywhere. The thing that all these innovators have in common, all these startups, is that they look at the things with a social scope because they want to change the reality of the ecosystem that they got born. Other thing that they have in common is that they have studied abroad. They have studied abroad of their countries, and they are looking for investors, but they have to look abroad for the investors. So they want to move forward and to work with their governments and to change the things in their societies, but they are not able because sometimes the bureaucratic sector and the institutions don't work as fast as the startups. No? That's something that we have seen in the ecosystem here in Latin America. In Spain, there are a lot of startups that are starting to collaborate with big corporations. Actually, the financial sector is leading the path, and other sectors are following it, because you have to realize that in this world, there is more talent outside of your company than inside your company. And to keep that talent and to work with it, you have to be alert, and you have to be in constant communication with the world. And you have to destroy the walls of your corporation, to build up a new model, a new scheme of working, doing joint investors, helping them with all your financial knowledge, with all your knowledge from experience, and do something that create impact through innovation together with all those startups. That's something that we have seen here. And there are plenty of opportunities in Mexico and in all Latin America. We just published the list of the 35 innovators of 2018, and they have incredible projects, from engines that are going to remove the waste from rivers and things like that are really looking for investors and for companies to work together in every area, from health, pharma, roads, automobiles, everything.
That's amazing. And I know for sure here we have many under 35 people, and I really advise you to follow up in this amazing edition, because there are always great ideas and projects. And
we are going to open the new one, so you're more than welcome to send your projects, and we will be looking at them very closely.
Yeah. And Javier, what's your intake of the ecosystem?
Okay, that's an issue that's not Latin American but global. It's an issue about size. Actually, corporations are quite big, and startups are too small, perhaps with limited resources. And one of those resources is money. And several times, perhaps there are several corporations that are open to embrace new technology, innovation, and are really to prove new startups. But most of them still don't. So they are still on the usual process of purchasing. And purchasing officers, what do? They just say, okay, I want you to show me what you're doing, but I want you to have memos and or offers from 2 other companies that are similar to you. Okay, but I'm an innovator. I cannot bring someone similar to me because I'm unique. My product is unique. So, okay, so I won't take you. That's one issue. Okay, if we cross that barrier, there comes another one. Okay, I'll buy you, but you have to adjust your prototype to my needs, and then, but that's on your cost. So you'll need $100,000 perhaps to build the prototype, to make it operational, to test it, and to start working together with a company. So startups are resource limited, so money is not on the table. So you need an investor perhaps. But the investor would like you to have the contract with the corporations before that. So we have a crossroads here. And how are we solving that? Well, actually, we are preparing companies for being startup ready, investor ready. But when the money will be delivered when the contract is signed. So we finance, we deliver working capital or prototype development capital for making it happen. So the investor will be happy that there's a startup with a contract. The corporation will be great because they will be delivering better and perhaps entering new markets. We're doing something similar with SACIR in Peru for the Pan American Games and with many other companies. And many times we have to go to the board of directors of that company to convince them of the utility of the value we are delivering for every site. So that's something we still have to struggle with.
I'm thinking right now, if we listen to everything that you've said, no, we have common elements. We have this global vision that the game is not only in the Spanish-speaking world, but in the whole world. I still think that there's a lot of opportunities by connecting and creating value out of this similarity that we have in our markets in the Spanish-speaking world, and from then build. I think that there's an interesting consideration of having this unique combination of corporations with global interests in the Spanish-speaking world. Some of them are represented here, and many of them are here in the event today, like Iberia, like Santander, like BBVA, like SACIR, many other partners that have interest in the worldwide. And corporations have a role in helping startups to go worldwide. I think there are many challenges that you posed to the ecosystem. But by the raise of hands, how many of you are startups here in this room? Cool. Well, I know many of you. Great. And how many of you are corporates or companies? Cool. This is a good combination. You see, here we're creating magic. This is an opportunity also for you guys, if you want. We have still some minutes. If you want to ask questions here or to raise challenges to the audience in general. Somebody wants to ask a question, make a reflection? Do we have mics? Thank you. We have a brave man here. The future is of the brave.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Pretty interesting discussion here. I'm working in a large corporate, HSBC actually, and working on this side of innovation for us, it's a great challenge in order to change the mindset of the rest of the bank, you know? When you told them about blockchain, when you told them about machine learning and all that stuff, that for the traditional executive and senior management, it's pretty unknown. What are like the strategies that you have implemented in order to change this mindset and make things happen with these new ideas, new fintechs, new startups that come with a great solution that you know it has potential?
Choose who you are asking the question to.
The corporates.
Okay.
We have maybe a position the same way. We're kind of in the middle, because we're also inside Accenture trying to open up the criteria and the mind for open innovation. But in terms of our clients and the way we've done it is, and I used to work in your position within organizations, so that I get the opportunity to see it from the outside now and from a different world. But it was always about, when I started doing it, going to the core business, like, let's change the whole business with this new thing. And obviously the whole immune system of the organization was, you gotta be kidding me, I have to make money and I have to pay the rent and I have to pay, salaries. So I started creating, and in Accenture that's what we do. We start creating like a strategic paths around the edges. This is not the core, let's go around the edges of the business. Let's see what edge we can change that is gonna eventually lead to changing something in the core, and doing it a safe way. That's what we talk about co-creating. If you sit them together in a room and you want them to make business like this, in my opinion and Accenture opinion, that doesn't necessarily is going to take off that fast, unless the big corporation has a specific need that a startup specifically can serve. Otherwise, sit on the table, talk about your challenges, talk about your vision of the world, and Accenture is in the middle, so we start creating those futures with them. So bringing those bridges of collaboration among the two and going around the edges of the business model. I don't know if I'm explaining myself in that way, but if you go to the core, usually the whole immune system is going to dilute the value.
With her, and the idea for us is always to work around challenges. So the challenges are the pain points for our employees and are also the opportunities for our startups. And those host points are good starting points in order to start collaboration. When we find a good opportunity to create value, we can also become viral and sell to the whole organization the success of some specific cases we have had collaborating between employees and startups. And on top of that, we also launch quite a lot of culture initiatives from our department. Our department, the innovation department, has the task of organizing workshops, events, all type of events, in order to create the awareness among our employees that innovation is relevant and that the rules of the game, the business rules in our sectors are going to change, and they can be part of the solution and not being impacted negatively.
And I know that I'm the moderator, but I'm a corporation too, and I'm passionate about what you ask, so let me intervene. The thing is, corporations, because there are lots of corporations here, I want to push a message, a call to action. One of the limits for open innovation to work is within the organizations. There's a lot of effort on understanding, structuring, ordering, getting to know yourself, to understand where this collaboration is really useful, because open innovation doesn't mean open everything to everyone. It means to understand where this collaboration will really create value and aim for those collaborations that will work. Don't waste any time in what won't work. Don't do anything because it's just beautiful and cosmetic. Do it because it will be a good business, and this will create sustainability for what we are doing. And the hard work, as with individuals, begins by knowing yourself, no, I think. So we have time for one more question. Anyone else? Here, another brave man.
Hi, good morning. My name is Josele. This is a question for Cynthia. I quickly checked what you have done, and I see that you have worked a lot of time for big corporations. And so my question is, how do you balance nowadays this innovation and the path that big corporations have to sustain in order to prevail in future? And how do you combine with all the technology that is, as you said, that might become commodities, maybe not in 3 years, but tomorrow or in 2 months? And also, how do you manage to transmit the message of innovation and evolution in a company to people that might not understand it?
Oh, how much time do you have? All of you have. I'll try to summarize it as much as I can. There's a reality that corporations and also startups need to make money on an everyday basis, you know, for them to at least live in the present. If there's no present, there will be no future. But also, I think one of the safest way to convey the message of innovations is not only stay in the future and in the future dialogue, because people are, you know, usually in the everyday life, like today, and I need to make results and I need to get to the quarter. So see the future and then bring it, have the capability of abstraction and then, you know, subtraction, basically, and summarizing it, and convert it into a language that you can say things that are important in the next 12 to 18 months, according to that future. But that requires a strategic mind. That requires for us as an innovators not to be, you know, seen as dreamers and you know, full of ideas. So you have to have content. So go to the future, come back, and convert it into a conversation of 6, 12, or 18 months. Then invite you have to have a lot of influencing skills. So invite the corporate, and that's what we do in Accenture with our clients and with the startups. And start the conversation in three different ways. One is, what is it that we need to start working on right now in these safe environments that I talked about, you know, co-creating and liquid studios and you know, design thinking, we need to start working now that are going to be relevant in that future. That might not be part of our core business right now. That might not be, you know, life-changing for us right now, but we need to learn about that future. Then another way of getting innovation through is, what are our core competencies right now that are being disrupted right now by somebody else? And what is it that we need to do to prevail in the present? And the most important one, what is it that we need to stop doing, according to these two? And that's the bravest one of all. So, but it takes a lot of muscle of tolerating frustration and almost feeling like Don Quixote de la Mancha sometimes. But this is a mission, almost like a doctor's mission, being an innovator. So that's the way I've learned.
Thank you very much, Cynthia. And what do you think? Are you thinking many things right now? Are you thinking about the future? Have you been inspired by this amazing set of panelists today? I really invite you to make the best of this session. In this beautiful building today, we have the very best of innovators, of connectors, of startups, of corporations. Connect, connect, and connect, because today we're creating magic here. And I invite you to enjoy the rest of the day. This is all for me here. I thank all our panelists in this session. We learned a lot. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Hello, 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 hello. Brilliant. Okay. So if everyone could come in, please. We're about to start up the startup competition. All of these events are all about the startups. They're not about the speakers and all the VIPs and all the sponsors and all of that. All of these events are all about the actual startups. So We want to try and get everyone in to support all of these startups. A lot of them are pitching in a competition for the first time. Some of them are very experienced. Some of them are not experienced. So if you could get away from the door and come in and sit down so we don't have a fire hazard at least. Congratulations to whoever did the fruit display. It's absolutely beautiful. And so everyone's hanging out by the coffee. Okay. So we also have the judges who are going, some of them I recognize, some of them I don't. I am going to ask you to introduce yourselves, judges. So you don't have a microphone? Ah, perfect. Okay, so there's a clicker. Why do I, give the clicker to the other guy. Give the clicker to the startup guy rather than me. He's going to need it. Okay. Everyone's taking pictures. Okay, so I'm doing a bit of filler because we're actually before time. We're 1 minute early. And actually, my only job is to stay on time. So that's the only thing I'm going to do. So if we can have, do I call them the first victim? Do we have the first victim? If we could have them ready to go on. Also, if we could have a microphone, a hand microphone, that would be great. A micro? ¿Tienes micro a mano? Okay. You really don't want me to start speaking Spanish, guys. You really don't want that to happen. ¿Tienes un micro, chicos? Ah, perfect. Okay, here you go. Okay, because I'm going to get the judges to introduce themselves. So that's the purpose of the hand micro. Each person has 3 minutes. Or actually, does that say 5? It's supposed to say 3, no? Okay. Why is it working? Okay, getting everybody to sit down. Okay, so just the micro is for introducing yourselves. And where's Louis? Louis, is it 3 minutes or 5 minutes? 3 minutes. 3 minutes, okay. So we need to make that clock say 3 minutes rather than 5 minutes. And so we have micro. We need to make that say 3 minutes rather than 5 minutes. You're going to need a clicker, okay? Perfect. So with that, we're almost ready to go. Now, okay. So is your mic working? Speak into your mic, Roberto. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, ¿su micro está funcionando o no? Okay, we're going to introduce the jury first. Okay, right, perfect. Are you going to join us as jury? Okay, perfect. Okay, right, we're going to start exactly on time then. Welcome everyone to the startup competition. The first thing we're going to do is introduce their juries. So Nacho, can you introduce yourself and then give the microphone to the other members of the jury to introduce themselves? Is the micro working? Testing, testing, 1, 2. Hello, hello, hello. Micro. Micro. Hello, micro. Okay, without working, nothing happens.
No,
okay, perfect. Okay, Nacho, adelante.
Well, I'm Nacho Mateo. I'm the Chief of Investor Relations of IE Business School. I'm an entrepreneurship center of IE Business School, and I'm in charge of all the international activities we organize worldwide on behalf of IE Business School.
Okay, well done, Nacho. Now, left or right, your choice. Beards, either way.
Hello, I'm Patrick Menendez, Principal at Valid Capital VC Fund in Mexico City.
Okay, brilliant, very good. Okay, keep going.
Hi, Scarlett Sieber, Board Member of Village Capital, Senior Advisor for NASA.
Okay, fantastic. Jeff?
Jeff Char, founder of JC Ventures in Tokyo, Japan.
Okay.
I'm Leticia Cabral. I work for Oxentia, the global innovation consulting company of the University of Oxford in the United Kingdom.
Okay, excellent.
Hello, Cynthia Salicrup. I'm head of innovation and open innovation for Accenture Mexico.
Okay. Okay, and then to the other side. Oops, there you go.
Hi guys, how are you? I'm Nacho Tobar, head of digital transformation for Iberia and ex-venture capitalist in Madrid.
Okay, fantastic. And Ineco?
Hola a todos, Eneco Knorr, angel investor based in Spain.
Brilliant, okay. One more.
Hi everyone, I'm Camilo Penagos, I'm from BBVA, Colombia.
Okay, okay, so first of all, thank you to all of the juries. I'll just hold on to that a second. Thank you for all the jury members. Some of you were already on panel, so you're working very hard. I hope they're giving you coffee and all of those lovely things to keep you going. Okay, we need to have 3 minutes on this clock. Can we get 3 minutes on this clock? and then we're going to have Roberto, who has the very difficult job of kicking us off. So he'll be fine, though.
I need to start.
So, okay, 2 minutes, perfect. Okay, speak into your microphone.
Hello?
Okay, brilliant. We got everything. Okay, very big round of applause then for our first startup, and this is Roberto from Mexico, who's going to do really interesting things. Roberto.
So, hello, I'm Roberto. In the Cifra, we are experts in the expansion process and building algorithms that help companies to expand their companies. So, we only find the answer in the geo world, and what we do is these things. That is, we integrate a SaaS with these elements. That is dynamic data, geographic information systems, and machine learning algorithms. And what we actually solve is these three questions. Is what is the market potential? It could be the market potential for a country or for a city. Then we find the exactly outcome of a new point of sales in the territory, and we define a roadmap that a company can follow to get an optimal expansion strategy. Okay, it's super easy how this works. First of all, you need to log in, then you need to add the information of the company. That is, you can have sales, products, I don't know, whatever you want. And after a 2-day process, the algorithms create the platform and create the ledgers so the clients can start working with this information. Okay, this is one of our use of case with FedEx. We start in 2016. We help and open more than 200 stores in Mexico. Then we help them to decide if they should buy or not a company using cell phone information. And after that, they give us the account of entire Latin America. This is the amazing team that has created all of this. We are 24. We are an interdisciplinary company from architects to physicists. Okay, so we measure our competitors in 2 ways: the number of years they are in the market and how do they do the solution as a consulting or as a platform. Our numbers in 2016, we decided to escalate our company and we create the SaaS. And 3 years before, we are getting 1.8 million in revenues. Our objective for the next 5 years is obtaining 600 clients and selling a little bit around $20 million with these study metrics. And actually, we are experts in the process of expansion. That's what we measure of success in how our clients grow using our algorithms, but now is the time to us to expand. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello, hello, hello. Okay, there's no questions, unfortunately, for the jury, so you don't get to say, where's your innovation or where's your business model or something like that, which is, everyone asks the same questions. Anyway, thanks very much for Roberto for starting. It's never easy to be the first person, so that's really good, Roberto. Okay, so we continue with someone from the Basque Country. So I was going to say in echo, you have to step aside because you're just going to give him 5, 5, 5, 5. Although he tells me that's not going to happen. So anyway, we'll see what happens. But we'll check you afterwards to see if you're being unfair. Okay, so do we have that up? And is your microphone working? Say hello, hello, hello. Working? No, can't go on stage till the microphone's working. Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so round of applause, everybody, for Ignacio from the Basque Country, who's going to do interesting things in contactless solutions. Round of applause. Thank you, Nacho.
Hi, my name is Ignacio Santos. I'm co-founder of a company called Emerit System. We launched this company about 2 years ago when we saw this situation that hasn't changed since the 19th century. When identifying people, animals, and objects, we're still using plastic IDs, paper passports, and paper tags. In this era of digitalization and blockchain, we believe that technology is forgetting how to connect physical things to the digital world. So this is why we created Emerit. We integrate NFC contactless devices into garments in order to provide the owner's information, and it is a system that doesn't require any batteries nor maintenance. how does it work? It's simple. Well, we just need to tap with an NFC-enabled smartphone over the Emerit logo, and the user's information will be displayed on the screen as by magic. Then we will access the user's information, such as his personal information, medical records, contact information, and moreover, the current location provided by the smartphone. Right now, we started with wetsuits and swimsuits because surfers and kids in the beach are completely unidentified, and we are already entering the the cycling wear and luggage markets. As you can imagine right now, our addressable markets are huge, and there are other identification systems with NFC, such as NFC bracelets and tags, but they all require apps to work, and they are sold as a removable accessory, while ours doesn't require any batteries and is unremovable, what makes the garment smart itself. And there are also other smart garments allocation systems, but they are at least 20 times more expensive technologies, and they all require batteries and maintenance. Our business model is based on business to business, so that we make agreements with companies. And we provide, with medium and big companies, and we provided an affordable plug-and-play technology in order to create their smart garments. We take really serious about all the information we manage, and we follow and we comply with all the security standards. Moreover, NFC technology is highly trusted technology by banks, and recently by Apple, who has decided to bet for it since the launching of the newest iPhones. Our team is composed by 5 young founders, but we have worked in several startups in the past, and we have complementary backgrounds. In this 2 years' time, we have got to agreements with 7 different medium companies. We have raised more than 100K euros in funds. We have received 9 grants and prizes, and we already sponsorized 2 international big wave challenges and a cyclist team. From the Basque Country, we are already in Startup Chile, thanks to the Startup Chile program. We're in Chile. And for the next year, we will be in Israel as well, thanks to SOSA program. And our next milestones are to make agreements with 2 medium companies, which is almost done, and with a big corporate. And this is the near future, which is to come. This is a solution we are thinking, and it's our vision on how the new era of identification is coming. This is our first prototype, and this is a subcutaneous NFC implant in human people, and we've made it in the Basque Country. It works perfectly. The audio is not working, but well, this is it. And with this, we think we can revolutionize the identification of the future. We're looking for your support in order to become in order to become Emerit, the standard identification system of the worldwide. And my name is Ignacio Santos. I will be around. Thank you very much.
Hello, hello. Oh, great. Okay. Yeah, again, there's no questions for anyone, which is unfortunate. So I got these magic words now to be told, can you fill some time while we take away bottles? So, you know, it's nice to be told this with some notice. However, that's fine. And apparently it doesn't look good for the camera. The camera, like, if he sees empty bottles, the whole conference is a disaster. Basically, you know, you went to that conference with the empty bottles. You know, it's terrible. So anyway, we're going to ignore that. So the next speaker is like super nervous. I've never met a more nervous speaker in my life. He's like unbelievably nervous. He's like, okay, he might even not even come on. So anyway, his name is Doug, and it's an Israeli-American company who's doing digital capture solutions. And the name of the company is Glassbox. So, big round of applause, please, for super nervous Doug. Thank you, Doug.
Can you? Hello, hello. Yes. You can now hear me. Excellent. My name is Doug. I'm with Glassbox. We are the core digital transformation technology in the biggest companies in the world. Companies like Bank of America, Citibank, Wells Fargo, Expedia, Discover. You name it. We are the one tool that they use inside digital to be the core of transformation. Why? Because what we do is we capture every single mobile or web session. When somebody goes to your website, when somebody goes to your mobile app, we capture the entire experience down to replay. We can actually replay every single experience of somebody going through your website. Not only just one person, but we automatically aggregate all of the data and we bubble it up to give you automatic insight into across your organization in the way of digital. So from a legal perspective, did somebody sign their terms and conditions? From an IT perspective, we are capturing every single crash, every single error, every single problem, every single customer experience struggle automatically. No configuration, very quick setup, and we're capturing billions of sessions and showing you immediate insight as to how to make more money out of your digital channels. Pardon me, this is not... So what we have here is the ability to take in all of the data automatically, create maps such as what you can't see here, which is a digital map of every single experience, and from this map be able to pull out any type of analytics, metrics, create any type of report, create any type of funnel on the fly. It's an automatic monitoring of your entire digital ecosystem and an exact replica of the entire journey. It's insight into that journey, into every drop-off, into every failure, into all the successful routes as well, so that designers of your website can have all the data at their fingertips to make improvements. Digital marketing people can have all the data at their fingertips to improve conversions. IT and production support can have all the data at their fingertips to understand why. Why did something happen? Why did my Google Analytics tell me there were 10,000 people that came to the site and 1,000 people dropped? Why did that happen? How much did it cost me? And how do I get that money back? That's Glassbox Digital in a nutshell. And in terms of all of the different use cases throughout the enterprise, it's amazing. We can pick out fraud. We can pick cybersecurity. We can do real-time campaign management. We can be effective in the call center. When somebody calls into the call center, we can give those agents the session that they can see as they were going through it and show exactly where the problems were and get them off the phone much faster. There's huge value across the organizations. Billions of dollars we have provided back in ROI already to some of the biggest companies in the world, as I said. And my proposition here to anybody who's got a company out there, let's do a POC. Let's do it really quick. Let's get the session, let's get our software in there, showing you what's going on in your digital ecosystem and showing you immediate ROI, even in the POC process. We worked with a company, Air Canada, recently, and just in 7 days in the POC, we found 25 issues that were affecting people's ability to transact using their digital ecosystem. We were showing them that $9 million a month in loss because they weren't able to get digital right. They weren't able to fix the problems that were coming up through the customer experience. So that's my pitch to you guys. I wanted to keep it short. As you can see, we work with tons and tons of tier 1 vendors, tier 2 vendors, and so on and so forth. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello. So the great news in the future that everything you do will be surveilled. Every click, every action, every walk, every person you talk to. So I'm certainly looking forward to the future. Great. So if you think that was complicated and techie, whenever I see someone from Monterey, I know it's going to be like super techie and nerdy, and this is no exception. So the next person up is Jesus from Monterey, who's doing stuff in human-machine interaction, which he's going to do exciting things in the world of marketing. So the name of the company is Indie. So come on, up here, please. Jesus, round of applause. Thank you.
Bien. All right, so you can hear me. Okay, so now we're going to focus on these two groups, which are research groups and marketing groups. And now these two groups are really important for our society, even though we don't consider them normally, because they make our technology and they make all of the experiences that we live day in and day out. So these guys are actually doing amazing things right now. The research group are building things like robotic noses and autonomous drones, and even rehabilitation robots that are right now getting to patients in clinics. And the marketing...
Same things for other leading video service providers like Fox in Australia, BCCW in Singapore, or Cable Onda in Panama as well in the region. So what we do is we gather all the data from the daily basis of their audience, how their audience is watching video, how their audience is is consuming content, what type of content, series, movies, which genres, are they active or not, what's the level of engagement, all of these things. And on top of that, that is providing business insights as well. What we do, we run our own machine learning algorithms for doing much more advanced things like charm prediction or personalization, video recommendations, which movies you should watch. And also we activate that through marketing channel campaigns with our technology to really impact the audience and be able to track back the performance of these actions. So this is actually what we are doing with more than 25 million users in the world. And our industry and our market is really booming. Nobody is doubting that the video entertainment is in disruption. We are looking at around a 9 billion market, and it's growing by 2 digits per year on daily basis. The main challenges is that actually these companies are slowing very, very slow. So they really have no chance to really track the performance in this new environment that is internet and the speed that this new paradigm is demanding to them. So how we solve them, we have a platform on the cloud, and we have, of course, competitors. We are more than happy to share with you that. It's a SaaS product, so we charge per subscriber to our customers, so we grow with them in terms of revenues. We have a data sales strategy for tier ones and partner strategy for mid and low markets. This is a use case. We have the chance to increase 20% the number of plays of Claro Video in the region. We reduced 12% churn rate on their subscription services. So we really increase and have a real impact on their ROI. That is what we are looking for. In terms of revenues, we are going to end up this year with around 400K in revenues. 6 months ago, it was like 50%. So we are now trying to get into the curve of growing and scaling up. And this is why the main reason that me and my team are looking for a couple of $1 million to really do product acceleration and really targeting our main markets, that is the US, the UK, and LATAM, that for us at this stage is Mexico, Colombia, and Brazil. So this is how we envision our customers really using our platform, asking, for example, Alexa, how much of my audience has reached today? And then just, with the feeds on the table, looking for this information, and Alexa making the work for them of retaining their users. So thank you very much. We have a booth downstairs, so everybody is welcome there, and I can go to more details and even showing you the platform. Thank you.
Good here. Every startup competition he'll do for his life, the song Jump by Van Halen is going to be played as he walks into the auditorium. I broke that to him earlier, and he was like, that's never happened so far. But once it happens, I bet you it'll keep happening. So anyway, how are we doing? Are we all nice and happy with like techie stuff and all that kind of thing? Hope you are. How about judges? Smiling? Okay. Wow, you are smiling. This is really cool. Wow. Even this guy, you look unhappy, Nico. That worries me. Nacho's always happy, So we're kind of about halfway through the first block. What's called a block, I don't know, rather than a group. But anyway, we're halfway through the first block. And the next person is Eduardo. So let's see, are your slides up, Eduardo? Great. And is your microphone working?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So, big round of applause, please. Eduardo's from the north of Mexico, who does supply chain. Yay! Oh, yeah, there you go.
Doesn't work. Truth is something fragile, breaking in once, and people will never be the same. Nowadays, in the food industry, confidence is decreasing. Currently, the supply chain that tells the story of the products remain largely rudimentary and difficult to verify. The problem, the lack of transparency and responsibility in the supply chain. This problem represents a 15 billion for fraud fruit in the food industry, 792 million for fraud and alcoholic beverage, and our spending logistics and supply chain 1.48 million. They are a big pain in the food industry. What we are here, TruckChain wants to make the world's food supply chain safer, more efficient, and sustainable. What we do, TruckChain allows to increase the food safe, reduce waste, extend the live products, faster traceability, and better access to share information. TrackChain give it the power to give a new standard of transparency and responsibility. How we do this? We integrate these three technologies to create a solution that guarantees the essential part to digitalize the supply chain. How we make money? We have a platform system, traceability system, 2 certification, carbon footprint and carbon food truth, and support and maintenance. Our principal competitors, they are around the world exploring traceability solutions like TrackChain, Genuine Way, Origin Trail, and Provenance. They are considered indirect competitors because they are in different distance for us and exploring different industries. TrackChain team, we are a multidisciplinary team that we have experience in logistics and data scientifics, IoT expert, a blockchain developer, that we have the experience with these solutions. Right now we are in the pilot test, exploring diverse solutions. We are a member of the Climate Change Coalition, the initiative of the United Nations to climate change, to reduction, CO with blockchain and emerging technologies. And right now, our business goal is the pilot test, 10 companies using traction systems, escalate to different industries, and exploring other countries. We have the solutions to make. We have gone to product experience, to product. We have gone to physical products, to experience products. We are looking for you investors who know the vision to new things. Thanks very much.
Okay, no hay preguntas. Nilain Keshna fad. That's Irish, by the way. I'm probably the only one in the room who speaks Irish. Anyway, Nilain Keshna fad. There now should. Okay, so what have we got? Actually, I'm just told this is the last startup in the first lot. So the block thing was explained to me that what block means is that we change the judges. So judges, this is going to be your last chance, and then we let you loose into the wilds to do whatever judges do in their spare time. So the last startup in the block 1 of the startup competition is Ignacio, who's originally from Monterrey, but now lives in Mexico, tells me, and he makes contracts process simplified. Which is something that I'm sure we all agreed everything needs to be done. So, big round of applause, please, for Ignacio. Yay!
Thank you. Today, enterprise software is everywhere. We can see it on sales, we can see it in marketing, and we can see it in human resources. But what about legal? It's the 21st century, and the word easy is difficult to fit on the definition of contracts. We more often hear words like tedious, struggle, and pain from high officers, from banks, large enterprises, and even fintech startups that are handling hundreds of contracts each day. What's happening? Well, I have the answer in one word: lawyers. 2 words: conservative lawyers. Let me explain to you with a simple example. So this is John. John just closed a deal, and he needs to prepare a contract. So he sends it to legal. Legal begins managing the contract, starts the first draft, needs to ask for finance, for pricing, then needs to revise that everything goes within policies of the company. Then all these communications are done in email, are done in WhatsApp, in Post-its, in paper. It's a nightmare. So everything, all of this happens just in a way that it's broken. We learned that this is not only tedious, but it's risky. We see that we have all these interactions where we can have missing information. And this is one contract. Imagine thousands of contracts, or hundreds of contracts, or even 20. Well, the software that we can find out there focuses on automation, but this is legal. This is not a sales software. This is not a marketing software. This is something that needs to take care of the legal part. That's why lawyers are skeptical about technology, not because they don't like technology. That's where Trato comes in. We have a software in the cloud where they can easily create, manage, edit, collaborate, have alerts, have a follow-up, have everything traceable. And we use technology not for the sake of technology, but because that technology helps us to make things more secure. Now, these great companies that you know on the right have focused on something very simple, on something that matters. That's what we're doing. Our business model is very simple. If you have a very simple legal process, you would go to the basic one. But if you want reports, analytics, and something more complex, then you would go to the enterprise level. The market is huge. You can see it. And it's a market is growing to $575 billion in 2024. And we're growing too. The adoption has been incredible. We have clients like BBVA, Bancomer, Rappi, Cabify, clients that are doing something with innovation. And these are our projections for the next year and year after that. We're going to grow in a scalable way globally. This cannot be achieved if we hadn't a great team of lawyers expert in tech law, programmers expert in cryptography, and of customer success professionals that have a passion of our vision. They focus on execution. We're asking for $500,000 to get to this ideal. But the important thing is that we want to invite you to be part of this change, to make enterprise legal software in a way that it's simple and not only something that is not secure. So I'm going to be in the back. You just look for the geek lawyer in the hat. Thank you very much.
Well done, Ignacio. Okay. There's at least 2 lawyers or former recovering lawyers on the panel, so it'll be interesting to see kind of what they were thinking as they were told. Maybe even 3. Another person admitting it. Okay, so that is the end of the first block. So we're going to do the old switcheroo now with the judges. So judges, you may rise and leave the building. May I tell you that all of the finalists are in the program. Those of you that only got as far as the agenda and didn't look to see what was in the rest of it, all of the startups are listed in the judges. So I'm going to say goodbye for the moment, and we will reconvene here at whatever time this says, 12:25. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Round of applause. Come on, everyone has to give a round of applause. Thank you for doing it. Okay, so, bueno. Bueno, okay. That goes. Okay. If people are leaving, that's bad. So if we can keep them in the hall, that's the only thing that. Yeah, you don't worry, but I know it was. Okay, very good. So that's the first slot. Yeah, well, they're here and.
Are they in order?
No. Yeah.
Vale.
Okay.
Vale. Más cómodo.
Exacto.
Vale. ¿Y el resto de slots van a ser así ya?
Exacto, sí, van a ser todas así, sí. El
Vale.
primero fue el que no me compró.
Vale, perfecto.
Los que fichamos bloque 2. Por aquí. Sí, por aquí. Gobi.
Hey. Hey. Good. Don't worry about it. I need to. This is like.
From that night I kissed our love goodbye. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. That nasty boogie bugs me, but somehow it has struck me. Spellbound rhythm gets me on my feet. I've changed my life completely. I've seen the lightning leave me. My baby just can't take her eyes off me. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. I just can't control my feet. 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 Sunshine.
startup competition. For those of you that didn't hear what I said this morning, and I'm almost really surprised and happy to have a full room. So thanks a lot for coming along. I always say that startup competition is the whole point of this. The people on stage are, you know, well, some of them are judges, so I can't say anything about them. People on the stage are obviously wonderful, but obviously the better stage is up here. So thank you all for coming, and that's really cool. So we're running on time, which is great, and we're going to start the startup competition block 2. So I'm going to ask all of the jury members to introduce themselves. So I'm just going to blow into this microphone to see does it work, and it does work. So Nacho, you go first.
Hi, I'm Nacho Mateo. I'm the Chief of Investor Relations of IE Business School, and I work in the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center in charge of all the international activities we organize worldwide in terms of entrepreneurship.
Okay. No, you go ahead. Next. Yeah, why not?
Hi, I'm Shraddha from Chicago. I'm a healthcare and education entrepreneur and investor.
Brilliant. Short and sweet. Next.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alvaro. I'm from Iberia. I work in a digital transformation team. And that's all.
Nada más. Okay. Diego?
Hi, I'm Diego Cerebrisky, managing partner of Dalus Capital, a venture capital fund based here in Mexico.
Okay, there we go.
I am Ignacio Gaitán, and I am a director of Impulsa Colombia.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm Javier Garcia, and director of startups at Plug and Play. Plug and Play is a fund from Silicon Valley. We invested in Dropbox, PayPal, Zeus, Lending Club, and a bunch more.
So
and
modest. Yeah. God. See, none of the other. See, this is the Silicon Valley people, you know. Like, next people tell me what a car he drives, you know. Anyway, more Silicon Valley people.
Hi, I'm Alejandro Morante. I'm COO and co-founder of Arcangeles.co, an online crowdfunding platform.
Okay, brilliant. Jesus.
Hello, I'm Jesus Sepúlveda, Technical and Legal Services Director for Clark Modesto & Co. Mexico, an intellectual property company.
Okay, next.
Hi, I'm Pablo Pedrejón. I work at Seaya Ventures, a venture capital firm from Spain that invests in Spain and in Latin America.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Pilar Zambrano. I'm the VP of Operations of Jaguar Ventures, a VC firm based here and in Argentina.
Okay, brilliant. Next.
Hi, I'm Ruben Velasco, a strategy manager at Sathir, that is an infrastructure company.
Okay, brilliant.
Hi, Marcela Cetina, Head of Open Innovation and Open Banking for BBA Mexico.
Yay.
Hi, Héctor Chivata, Mexico, AC Ventures.
Okay, absolutely brilliant. Okay, let me take that microphone from you just in case any noise starts to come. Actually, can I just get rid of this? Somebody? Good man, Louis. Thank you very much. Okay, so, right, so obviously it's very hard to go first. Fortunately, we have Andrea, so she's really excited about going first. So, clicker is the first thing. So, is the clicker working? 1 second. Clicker working? Not yet.
Clicker working.
Clicker working? No? It is working. Ah, perfect. Okay, there you go. And is the microphone working?
No yet.
Testing, 1, 2, microphone.
1, 2, and 2.
Okay, so clicker working, microphone working, slides are up. So big round of applause, please, for Andrea from Mexico, who's going to talk about market research marketplaces. Yay!
Great to be the first one. So, hi, my name is Andrea Ferrari. I'm COO and partner of Atlantia Search. Today I'm here to talk to you how Atlantia is transforming market research industry. But first of all, why does market research even matter? Well, we all take decisions, whether to setting a new price point, selecting your expansion strategy, or checking out your competitors. This industry worth a great deal of money. But factors as cost, money, and complexity has carried its benefits out a lot of companies, especially SMIs. In the competitive landscape, it can be divided in 2 axes. A traditional approach with complex solutions and a variety of them, and a tech approach with automation and specialized tools. Atlantia sits between both of them because we can offer the first marketplace for market research where you can find variety and accessibility. We want to answer all your questions, focus on your clients and your competitors. And well, the way we do it is by streamlining our user experience through our platform, where you can have everything from request to deliver in just 1 click. We focus on modularity and automation, so you can select exactly what you need and get it on an effective way. We form strategic partnerships to bring you the most innovative solutions in the market and always having our client in the middle. Okay, perfect. We populate our market with products made in-house, co-developed with innovative solutions and by third parties. And well, what have we done so far? We have worked with more than 400 clients across LATAM. We already received investments from GC Capital and Wayra, and we are part of Endeavor Global Network. Our amazing team of over 50 employees has brought us here with their expertise on market research, software development, and data scientists. Together, we have created a culture of sales-driven achievers that will bring us into the future, where we will grow 300% by expanding our market across LATAM, increasing the offer in the marketplace, scaling our digital accounts, and further information. 2019 will be a greater step toward our goals to democratize access to specialized information. We welcome anyone who wants to be part of this journey, be it as mentor, partner, or investor. Thank you for your time.
There are no questions. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, there are no questions. Good news and bad news. Okay, so, no questions. No, sorry. I know everyone's so disappointed there are no questions, but I don't make the decisions around here. I'm just the smiley guy who reads whatever he's given on a piece of paper. So, anyway, oh, by the way, I didn't introduce myself. It was pointed out. I'm Joe Haslam. I'm a professor in IE Business School. I run the Owner Scale-Up program, which is a program designed for entrepreneurs, not just at the starting phase, but at the scale-up phase. So once you get past the startup phase, you hit the scale-up phase, and then you come and do the Owner Scale-Up program, and that leads you on to riches and fortune and prosperity and all of those things. So, it's all very easy, isn't it? Right, so where are we now, as he said, reading the paper? Oh yeah, Ignacio, who's coming from Madrid. Okay, so let's do all the tests. So, right screen is up, clicker is working, comes on when I do that. And is your microphone working? No. Microphone? Nope. Okay, brilliant. Yes. So, clicker, screens, microphone. Okay, big round of applause, everyone, for Ignacio from Madrid, who's going to talk to us about recruiting. Yay!
Hello, everybody. My name is Ignacio Lucea. I'm CMO and co-founder of Be Wanted. And I'm here today because I want Be Wanted to be, by 2022, the #1 scouting platform in the world. And the truth is that scouting is a very important part of the recruitment process. It's about finding the right candidates to join a selection process in a selection process in a professional organization. It's not working. Now, okay. This is what we do for all these people. We help their recruiting needs, and especially we help them with the scouting problem they have, which is not finding the right talent they want. Today, we are actually signing up hundreds of clients every month, and amongst those, we have 30 Fortune 500 clients. We operate in 3 countries, and we're on target to hit 1 million revenues in 2018. But most importantly, above all, is that 95% of our clients repeat with us. And it's all about repeating business. And the truth is that they repeat with us because we understand the problem they have. They want to find the best talent, and they want to find it fast. But today, the truth is that it takes up to 40 days for a recruitment process to happen, and 80% of that time is scouting, finding the people to join that recruitment process. Well, our success is that we changed that from over a month to under a week. And we find better candidates than they would do if they would do themselves. Why? Because we use algorithms and math. We've done this with 500,000 profiles that we have indexed so far. We've done 1.5 million matches between candidates and companies, and we have secured 15,000 job positions. Well, we do this by turning scouting into matchmaking. And matchmaking is not just a word. It's getting structured data in a very specific format, running an algorithm through it, then getting that algorithm to learn from the interactions of all the parties, and then wrapping it all up into a SaaS platform that is easy to use and affordable. Well, clicker. Today, we're in a $200 billion industry, form of HR companies, headhunters, recruiters, temp companies. But for us, it's a $200 billion opportunity because we see something they don't, we do something they don't, and we have something they don't, which is robust technology. It's easily scalable and can be deployed in any market, any industry, and across any client. Today, we're a team of 30 people focus on making recruitment fast and simple, so you can actually find the candidates as you find your next apartment, a date for tonight, or you book your holidays. In 2019, we expect to grow our business by 4, and we're going to sign up 120 Fortune 500 clients. We're going to be not in 3 but 7 countries, and we're going to secure 100,000 positions in our platform. And for that, we'll be doing some fundraising in 2019, but that's open. Well, I hope now you understand why I'm so confident that by 2022, we will be the #1 scouting platform in the world. Thank you very much. Tricky.
No questions, unfortunately.
All right.
That's it. You have to leave the stage. That seems to be a matter of great sorrow to you, but unfortunately, everyone only gets 3 minutes. So, okay, so microphone is working. Brilliant. Okay, so next we have now, check right name is on the screen. Just check clicker is working. Speak into your microphone. Hello, hola, hola. Is it working?
Hola, hola, hola.
Okay, brilliant. So I'll hand you the magic. It's like a sacred ceremony as I hand over the magic clicker. Okay, so next person up is Felipe from Bogota in Colombia, and he's going to talk to us about artificial intelligence in the area of marketing and sales. Big round of applause, please, for Felipe. Yay!
Thank you, Joe. Hello, good afternoon. My name is Felipe Ordóñez. I'm with DataGrant. We're a Colombian company. Basically, we're getting very complicated with marketing and sales, with all the information and technology going into that space. Also, digital advertising is becoming very complex. We don't really know what's going on there. So we have created an artificial intelligence platform that is focusing on empowering people to do better marketing and better sales, and of course, deliver better business results. We have 4 products. The most important one is artificial intelligence for big data analysis, where the key thing is that we do predictive analysis. The process starts, and I'm going to give you an example of how it works. This is for a fast food company. They gave us data for 10 sites, 6 months of data from 4 different sources. We first cleaned the data to understand exactly what was the data that they gave us. We structured it so that it would work, and we did insight generation in a process that starts with understanding the business case they're doing. Then we did predictive analysis to understand what are the key segments, what are the product recommendations, and what are the similar taste behaviors of the people, that the customers that we were giving. From that analysis, we created over 1,000 tactics. Those tactics can be launched through either Google, Facebook, and all of the advertising products that they have. And those come from the correlation between understanding the segment, understanding the behavior, and understanding the product. So our customers can actually think in terms of what next product to offer to a person, or which products that I have in my product offering I can offer to certain segments at certain price points, and predict what's going to be the business result of that analysis. So what we're focusing on doing is creating those personalized connections to drive business results. We understand who the audiences are very, very deeply. It's not just saying my audiences are males from 30 to 35-year-olds that live in certain cities. We understand really well how they are. We understand what are the preferred products and tastes, and we know how and when to advertise to them. So the process is a regular process that goes from understanding the data, creating the campaigns, advertising and optimizing the campaigns on the platform, and learning from that optimization. In terms of results, these are some of the results of our customers. 3 that I want to point out: Discovery Channel, we run their campaigns for their TV programs in Latin America. We have reduced their cost of viewership by 28%. Seguros Falabella, we have reduced their cost of generating leads by 69%. And Telefónica in Colombia, the cost of downloading the app, we have reduced it by 32%. Just basically advertising to the right people at the right moment. For InBev here in Mexico, they do our platform to do data analysis. 2 key insights from them. One is that their time of data management that they had was 6 months. Now they do it in a day, so they're making decisions on the data that is real. It's not what happened 6 months ago. And their team is producing twice the quality of work that they did before. In terms of customers, we have around 4,700 customers around the world. 46,000 of them are SMEs companies that use our platform directly online. And we have 44 large customers. Some of them are listed there. We have a few very large customers on the pipeline coming to use our services. We have sealed deals in November, very importantly with Abeinbev, Rappi, our first Colombian unicorn, and Telefónica. Our sales for this year it's around 1.5 million. We expect to be 3.2 million next year. This is more or less where we are. We have a current burn of $100,000. Our runway is 5 months. We're starting to get the Google rebate that we negotiated with them because we do process a lot of campaigns. So it's going to be a 12% rebate starting in January. In terms of what we're looking for is we have right now a valuation of around $27 million. We're looking for a Series A of $7 million. And of course, all investors and the lead investor, we will decide on that, what that valuation would be. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Felipe. Okay. No questions. Okay, so let's get the bits and pieces done here. So we need 3 minutes on the clock, first of all. We need the next slide up, which is Cyprian. So let's make this thing come up and make sure the clicker is working. So we have 3 minutes on the clock, so that's working. And then we have the magic thing, and then we have Cyprian perfectly. Okay, so I'll give you the magic thing, which is an indication you're ready to go. Okay, so next person here is from Cyprian, who, as you can tell by the shirt, is from Montreal in Canada. And he is going to, actually he's in France, but I said I'd say that anyway. So anyway, he can explain that himself. Anyway, big round of applause please for Cyprian, who's going to talk to us about AI in analytics and data. Okay, round of applause, thank you.
All right, is it working? Yeah, all right. Hi everyone, so I'm Cyprian, I'm the COO and co-founder of Decidata. So the main problem we are seeing at Decidata is that it's like half of the money that marketers spend on marketing is actually lost. And so that's the main problem we are trying to solve, and this is why we built Decidata 3 years ago. So how do we do that? Basically, we do that in 2 parts. One part is a monitoring and analytics solution for media and for marketers. So what we do, actually you can't see that pretty clearly, but we have 3 different products. One is, in particular, is called Content Integrity Checker. So thanks to our algorithms, we're able to monitor in real time every ad or every content that is happening on TV, on any type of TV channel, and in any type of video stream. So that helps us actually give a bit more relevance to the offline inventory that exists right now in the market. We also have on the second part of the company a vertical which is called Media Marketplace. A media marketplace is a way for advertisers to get access to one single platform and have access to digital, of course, social media, of course also, but also TV, out-of-home, which is the billboards in the streets, cinema. We are the only company in the world doing that actually. And basically that helps marketers get access to analytics and access to the inventory. So, and how do we do that? Well, we have a technology that we developed to help us do that. The platform is all integrated into one. And why did we decide to tackle the TV in particular? Because TV is actually a huge market. It's like 70 billion in the US, 35 billion in LATAM. It's a growing market. And it's not monitored, it's not optimized, it's not digitalized. So we are here to solve that. So the technology, we have developed everything in-house. We have a really strong team of engineers working with us. We've developed automatic content recognition on any type of content, so we're able to recognize any type of logo, any type of content, any type of video stream. All that in real time. We develop a strong big data analytics also in real time. And we're able to do targeting on television, which is one of our main sell points. We're able to target people on TV. So 2 people will have 2 different ads based on their profile. Why us? Well, the team is one of the strongest I've seen in Mexico, actually. We've been working together for 3 years. I've known my co-founder Jean-Mathieu for 10 years, and we make a pretty good team, actually. A bit about our competitors. The 2 main competitors are InVidi here and FreeWheel. The problem is that the 2 competitors are owned by Comcast and by AT&T. So there is no real independent competitors in the market right now. And a bit about of traction. So we've run more than 700 campaigns in 11 countries. We are working closely with Televisa here in Mexico and also with TV Azteca. I mentioned cinema earlier. We are working with Cinepolis, which is the second largest cinemaplex brand in the world. And so we have huge projects coming in 2019 with this media. Again, a bit about our growth in the last 3 years. We did everything with just 1 to 3 salespeople. The idea is that now that we've developed all the technology and all the stack, we're going to sell all of our products in LATAM, but also in the US. Well, that's it. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so we get the magic 3 minutes going. Okay, Anna, if you want to come out here. Where's Anna? No, don't run away. Come on. Okay, so here's the click. The 3 minutes, we also need to get the right thing up on the screen, and then we need to test your microphone. And is your microphone working? Say testing, testing, 1, 2, or whatever you want to say.
I am testing my microphone.
Hello, hello, try again, keep going.
I am testing.
Okay, still not working.
I don't know if I pushed something.
See? It's working, is it? Ah, okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. Okay, brilliant.
My loud voice,
Fantastic. Okay, so this is Anna who's from Sinaloa in the north of Mexico. And according to the program, her name of her company, Govit, provides interactive governance SaaS CRM for local governments. So big round of applause, please, for Anna. Yay!
Hello. When it comes to taking care of citizen requests, every government has 2 main issues. This is basically the 2 main issues of every government. They have a lot of information and they don't know how to handle it, and they don't know or they have trouble communicating with transparency to citizens and to constituents. What we did in Govit and what we're doing right now in some Mexican governments is that we're using technology to promote interactive governance. We know that any government cannot work without citizens committed to interact and to solve the biggest issues on their communities. So these are the 3 components that we try to do. That is ease interaction, improve transparency, and make data-driven decisions. That is something that governments in Mexico lack a lot. They don't have data available to make better decisions and to plan what they're going to do with the public policies. So our solution is a web CRM that works as a software as a service. So it just takes 5 minutes for a government to have an account and start working and taking care of citizen requests. And this can connect to a mobile application that everyone can download freely and start reporting. What we can do from our information management platform is that we combine CRM and CMS features. What we did is that in one part, government has all the information, can assign a ticket to the responsible inside the government, and we make a tracking for from beginning to end, so the citizen knows where their issue is being taken care of and when they're going to have a solution for it. And on the other side, the CMS, it provides a communication channel where the government can be given information and send push notification alerts, and also the citizen can vote in our platform, yes or no, if they want something to be done or not in their city. So this is what makes us different. Our competitors are more focused on, I'm going to go back, to custom local. So we want to expand by doing a software as a service. This gives us a lot of leverage because our times to deliver is just 5 minutes. Our market is for government. We're right now in 3 municipalities and 1 state, and we are introducing our service into schools. They like it, and that's the next thing that we're going to do for 2019. And this is our license per user per month, and our awesome team and I don't have time anymore. So, well, thank you, and if you have more inquiries, thanks.
much, Anna. Okay, really good. We're cracking through these at an amazing rate of time, 1 minute behind. And now comes Javier. So if you want to hold that up. Okay, we check for 3 minutes on the magic slide. Then we check for your name to come up. So, no, okay. And then testing. Say testing.
Testing. Is this working?
Okay, keep going.
Is this working?
Okay,
No?
key slide.
Yes.
No.
Yes. No? Is it working?
Okay,
now?
I think so, yeah. Where's our magic friend here who tells us whether things are working? Come on, you're losing your job. Okay, is it working?
I think so, yeah. Oh.
Okay, put up your hand if you can hear him. Javier.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. see, that's what we're looking for. Okay, brilliant.
Okay.
So let me introduce you to Javier, who comes from Valparaiso in Chile, homeland of Pablo Neruda. One of my favorite poets. I've never read a word of Pablo Neruda in my life. Anyway, he's going to talk to us about KeySlide. And KeySlides are, hey, check out this, presentations that get designed by themselves. That's basically 15 years of consulting waste you could have saved me. Okay, big round of applause, please, for Javier. Yay!
Thanks. Sorry, but I think this is not working. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's not
See,
working.
this is the thing about presentations, right? They never work, you know. So what, your business about? Your ideas are your presentations. So what about you ad-lib the whole thing?
Now I think it's working now.
Okay.
Yeah, now.
Brilliant.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, just forget everything and just go ahead, right?
Okay. Hey everyone, my name is Javier. I'm the founder of KeySlide, one app that's changing the way people present their ideas nowadays. So people are innovating all over the world. That's a fact. But even the most innovative idea will have to be presented at some point. Of course, most of us would love a presentation like that one, but we tend to have something like this. So yeah, it doesn't have really the same effect. And this is super frustrating for a lot of people. As you maybe know, professional-looking presentation can make the difference between closing a deal or not. And we tend to use a lot of time to do so. Actually, 9 hours. That's a lot of time. And we want to reduce that to 20 minutes. So, of course, there are others trying to do this, like all of these guys. They have great tools, but you still have to manually design your slides, and that's where most of your time is wasted. We, on the other hand, are on automation, that your slides get designed by themselves. So, how does it work? So the video is not working, but all right. Basically, you just have to type, and everything gets designed by itself. You can change the design all the ways you want with a few clicks. And you can actually search, you don't even have to search for images yourself, because based on what you're typing, KeySlide already knows what images to use for you. So with a few clicks, you have an amazing presentation that can get shared with everybody with a few clicks. So you can use KeySlide for free for up to 3 presentations. If you want unlimited one, you have to pay a monthly fee. And currently, we're working mainly with professionals, companies, and education, even though, well, our clients currently are mostly the professionals and the companies. And what have we been doing lately? So we launched our MVP late 2017. This led us to Bluebox to invite us to Mexico, and Y Combinator to the US. This eventually led us to raise capital in Chile and launch our beta with many different strategic alliances and an angel investment. So some of our milestones. We started with 80 users. We're now over 2,000 in a couple of months. So that's exponential growth in these 2 months. We reduced the time to make a presentation to 20 minutes, just as we thought. And we raised $53,000 and we're looking for 120 to keep growing. So these are just some of the projections for the next 3 years based on our current sales and the market we have. And our team, with over 5 years of experience designing and developing software in Latin America and Europe. We actually have a software factory called Fixe. We then created another software for B2B, and we're now on B2C with KeySlide. So yeah, that's it, KeySlide. Your ideas are your presentations. Thank you very much.
Sorry, you have to go. No questions.
Sure.
I know.
Thank you very much.
We should probably exit in the other direction. That would be more continuity. But anyway, brilliant. Right. So how are we doing next? Oh, okay. Negos is next. Okay, come out, Camilo. You're next. Okay, this is my friend Camilo, who I spent ages talking to last night. So you're from Quito in Ecuador, it says. Now, does it say 3 minutes? Yes. There's the clicker. Does that look familiar? Have you ever seen that before?
Yes, I have.
Ah, brilliant. Okay. And how does the microphone?
I think it's good, right?
Oh, no. Well, that's what the glass guy said, and it didn't really work. You see, positivity will only take you so far. If the thing isn't working, you need to say, who are these people? Like, why? I can't work with people. So how are we doing?
I think it's working now.
Brilliant. Okay, so fantastic. So just quick summary again. Camilo from Ecuador, and Negos has e-commerce marketplaces and tools for Latin America. Big round of applause, please, for Camilo. Yay!
Thank you. So hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Camilo Cruz and I am a co-founder of Negos Group. So Negos understands that even nowadays doing e-commerce in Latin America is still hard, especially if you do e-commerce in a cross-border manner. Even though we speak the same language, we share similar customs, well, it's actually really hard to get products across our borders. So for that, we understand that we have to build an entire e-commerce ecosystem for the region. So let me show you about the actual products that we have built. Once this works. There. Perfect. So for this, our main product is called nShop. And basically, nShop is our version of a Shopify for Latin America. And what we do is that we specifically tropicalize our product for every single country where we operate. So we fix both the logistics, we understand who's the big player in logistics, how do we get the products delivered, same-day delivery nationwide. We also understand who's the main bank of the country and how people are wanting to pay in these countries. Maybe some people, for instance, in Mexico, they pay at OXXO stores, but that doesn't exist in Colombia. They pay in Balotos. Or in Ecuador, there is a credit card that gives deferred payments. So the platform adapts its payment suite to every country where it operates. And not only that, but it also connects to the requirements of every government. For example, in Colombia, in Peru, and in Ecuador, and many other countries, you have this thing called the electronic invoicing that it's now mandatory. And good luck trying to connect that with any platform that is out there sold either as a SaaS or as open software for e-commerce. So here we have the next product that we have, which is our marketplace, mi.tienda. And this is also a marketplace for e-commerce, but that understands the Latin American consumer in a different way. We are dealing with a consumer that's still skeptical about buying online sometimes, and that trusts on its own retailers, which vary from country to country. They're very big brands in Mexico, but as soon as you cross to Guatemala, no one has heard about it. Same thing happens in Ecuador when you cross to Peru, from Colombia to Brazil, etc. So this marketplace gathers the top retailers, the big retailers of every country, the traditional, the brick and mortar, slow but big retailers, and puts them in this nice marketplace that fixes the logistics and the payments. Using our technology, we started to iterate a little bit, and we designed something for trade. So there's where Saldos, which is a discount marketplace, our version of Wish, but within Latin America, and you just wait a few days for the delivery, not a few months. And behind it, we have our cross-border or our B2B that helps with trade. We understand that what we're doing is something big and requires a lot of marketing and advertisement efforts. So we partnered with an advertising agency, and we created Go. So Go both serves our own portfolio, but it also sells services to our sellers. And basically, it helps them sell. Small view of our platforms, and we launched a beta version of both Mi Tienda and nShop in Ecuador, our test market, in 2017. And within a little bit more of a year, we started working with over 100 of the most important retailers of the country, from Coca-Cola, Nestle, Cabify, to even Liga, which is like one of the largest soccer teams in the country. We also partner with some regional stakeholders, such as DHL, FedEx. We are now part of the Scale-Up program of Endeavor. And as I said before, it's really important to understand the different public policy of each country. So for example, in Ecuador, we even created the Ecuadorian Chamber of E-Commerce. As part of the team, well, the founders of this dream, we have created and sold startups in the past, both in Latin America and in the US. But most importantly, we combine different expertise. Over here, we have a trade expert. I am powered in e-business, an IT genius, a financials who's very strict, and someone who's also genius in marketing. Since our testing, now we have more than doubled our net revenue in 2018. We just opened our operations in Colombia. One of the reasons why I want to stay here for longer is because we are opening Mexico in 2019. And by 2021, we expect to be all over Latin America. And there's a little bit, a color there that says China. Well, that's because on our seed round, we got the attention of an Asian VC who trusted in this, and that also created the opportunity of also linking the trade platform that I mentioned with Asia. Our next goal is to open our round A in 2019, and we have a 10 million goal, out of which we have already secured 2.5. So there we go. I know that we have a lot on our plate, but someone has to do it, right? Thank you. Thanks.
Right, Angel, come out, and we're going to go through the same tests we do, which is like 3 minutes on the clock, and you can take that, and we just wait for your slides to come up, and start talking into your microphone. Say hello, hello, goodbye.
Hi. Do you hear me?
Okay, turn around, maybe like face the audience. They're not really that scary. Microphone.
Testing. Yes. Everybody hear me?
Brilliant.
Perfect.
3 minutes, slides. Okay, fantastic. So Angel comes to us all the way from Caracas in Venezuela. You know, so if you think some entrepreneurs have it difficult, he was telling me like power cuts. What's the internet speed in Caracas?
10 megabytes is the maximum speed.
Wow. Okay. It's like anyway.
And if you're lucky.
And if you're lucky. Okay. Well, you know, entrepreneurs, we have to get over these problems. Okay. So the name of your company is Social Guest, which is a central hub for online conversations. Okay. So a big Mexico City welcome for Angel. Yay!
Okay. Thanks. Well, first, good afternoon for everyone. What happened? It was the last slide, I think. Perfect. In the last years, we was witness of how the social network was changing our world. That's because we found many ways that we can use the social networks like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And in the future, the last years, was creating the community managers. The community managers are responsible of creating and manage the content that will be published in the different social networks. But the community managers waste a lot of time using different platforms to make their needs, and that's because Social Guest was created. Social Guest is a suite of tools for social media strategies execution on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. What we solve the principal problem of the community managers. We manage and schedule the content. We help them to manage and schedule the content for the different social networks in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn, analyze the metrics that the content was generating in the last days, monitor interaction, that's because they can talk with the public that they are managing, and they collaborate in the same team. This is a resume of this year. Currently, we have 800 clients around the entire world, and a revenue of $200,000 in these years. And we was the winners of Guaira Telefónica selected in Venezuela and Startup Chile the last years. We was comparing the annual revenue in the last year with the current year. And we found that we have a monthly revenue of at least 15% of monthly average. Our model of business is for the freemium, because we have a free plan for life. And you can add different functionalities to the different plans that we are offering. And break-even point exceeded with a lifetime CAC of 5x. Our plan of marketing and operation is the Facebook ads and in another parts of the entire world ads, participation in congresses explaining how social health are solving the problems of the entire community managers community, educational and commercial alliances, because we offer the plans on social health to educational institutes for free to learn how to manage the social networks. And finally, we are opening new markets currently here in Mexico, and in the future, we're going to open in Colombia. We have our competitors. We are trying to create one single platform that have the better of everyone in the market. That's because social health is the only platform that a community manager will need to manage and schedule the content and to make strategic decisions in the future. And this is the question. Can you imagine the entire world and the platform that exists for manage the social networks only in one platform? It will save a lot of time to the community managers and to entire marketing agencies. This is our team. We are currently a team of 30 persons. We are growing up maybe every 1-2 months. So we are happy to tell you that this is Social Health. My name is Angel Huacache, the CTO of Social Health, and thank you.
Thanks a lot, Angel. That's superb. Okay, that's really cool. Okay, so next we have Juan. Come onto the stage, Juan. You know, good to see the old Silicon Valley hoodie in, you know, the only one I think I've seen, but anyway, it's good to know someone has one. Okay, you take the clicker. We've got 3 minutes. Click it once and see does what you expect to come up on the screen behind you. Okay, really good.
Wow, whoa.
Okay, and then check it's the right name. Okay, so this is Juan, and go back, like start at the beginning. Okay, so this is Juan, who's originally from Colombia, but the company is now based in Mexico City. And Synabox uses AI technologies to understand human behavior. Big round of applause, please, for Juan. Thank you.
Thank you. So, more than 100 years from now, in the past, John Wanamaker, who was one of the advertising pioneers, said this quote. He said, "I know half of the money I spent on advertising is wasted money. The problem is I don't know which half." And 100 years later, this is still a problem for companies. Companies don't know how to interact with consumers, how to measure how consumers are interacting with their contents or their brands. And that's exactly the problem. Companies are spending millions of dollars creating advertising campaigns, creating UX platforms, creating web and mobile platforms. But the problem is that they are not gathering direct feedback from consumers. If you don't measure, you don't learn. If you don't learn, you don't improve. And they are trying to come with solutions, but inefficient solutions. For example, market research studies, for example, online service, or for example, neuromarketing studies, but this is so inefficient. Why? Because you need to put people on a physical space, to have a moderator, to ask questions, to put hardware like eye trackers, like these things on the head to measure the brain waves, to try to understand what people is feeling, and this is very inefficient, very costly, very difficult to scale. So that's why Synabox was born. My name is Juan Esteban Bravo, and I'm here to tell you today how Synabox is changing the way companies do consumer intelligence. Basically, what Synabox delivers is a tool to second by second understand how consumers are interacting with any type of digital content. How do we do it? Through the web cameras of the smartphones and computers. We track different types of technology, like emotional behavior, like eye tracking, and like behavior analytics. Second by second, we combine this information and we give companies valuable insights on how to improve any type of digital content. Any type of content that you can put on a screen, we can test it. We can test images, we can test videos, we can test web pages and mobile applications. And what we are doing is with our AI engine called Sally, we are crossing all this information, all these variables. We are crossing attention variables, behavior variables, and we are crossing it with companies variables like understanding, enjoyment, and we are crossing all this information and giving companies actionable insights on how to improve these contents. Some of our numbers, we have been innovating since 2015, thank you to Waira Power and to Blue Box Power. We are going to close around $650,000. We have tested in more than 14 countries. Actually, this is not updated. We have tested now more than 25,000 consumers. Some of our happy clients include Coca-Cola, BBVA, Heineken, Samsung, Intuit, Mars. We have huge clients. We have an amazing eclectic team of people from more than 7 countries, more than 3 continents, machine learning engineers, data scientist engineers, architects, economists, marketers. We have the team to change the world. And just to finish, let me give you one thought, and if that I managed to grab a little attention from you in these 3 minutes, imagine what you can do for your consumers with Cinebox technologies. Thank you very much.
Well done, Juan. Okay, so Alex, come on stage, please. So Alex is, I'm always into the details. So Alex, in case you're wondering, is half German and half Spanish. So there's probably a joke in there somewhere that I'm not going to make about the things you're very good at and things you're not very bad. So you live in Chile, apparently. So take a hand and check there's 3 minutes, and that looks familiar. And speak into your microphone. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Very
Testing,
good. Just
testing.
have one click to make sure it works. Okay, I can't do any more for you, Alex.
Thank you.
You have a microphone,
Thanks
you have
very much.
slides, you have 3 minutes. Listen, if you don't nail this, like, you know, it's like nothing to do with
I'll
me.
try to. I'll
Okay,
try to.
good stuff.
Thanks.
Okay, big round of applause, everyone, for Alex.
Hi, I'm going to introduce you Tink Referral as a Service, white label software to increase sales for large corporations. I don't know any company in the world that is not interested in increasing sales. However, there are gazillions of tools, websites, platforms, so for large companies it gets confusing. What if I tell you that large tech companies around the world all work with referral automation as a system to increase sales in a sustained way? A very famous case is Dropbox. You see the figures on screen. But most of the other large tech giants around the world, like Airbnb, PayPal, Uber, etc., they work with referral automation. This is an example of a large bank, a global bank, that tried to develop their own referral program in-house. They spent thousands of hours with an ROI of 0. This is an example of one of their main global competitors working with Tink. We launched our software as a service in a couple of weeks and quadrupled their existing conversion rates. The total average increase in sales with Tink after a couple of weeks only, working with large corporations, is 23%. The way it works, we embed our white label technology in a banks or in a large companies' digital systems. Then through our benchmarks and best practices, we encourage social referrals, social selling. What we do is we digitalize word-of-mouth marketing. Then we get to close sales. The KPI by which we are measured are the amount of sales we close. We're not a lead generator, we're a sales closer. And then finally we measure it and optimize referral campaigns so that we have a sustained additional sales channel for large corporations. 73% of all sales we generate on behalf of our clients is through instant messaging, mostly WhatsApp. And all international studies show that referrals are 7 times more relevant than any form of advertising in order to close sales. These are the average results that we generate for our large clients. We reduce customer acquisition cost, increase net promoter score, and quadruple existing conversion rates. These are some of the amazing clients that are making our dream possible today. We launched the company 2 years ago and are now accelerating our growth. We're now opening different distribution channels with consultancy firms, media agencies, advertising agencies. Since launching the company 2 years ago, we have clients in 6 different markets. You see them on screen here. This is the founding team. I set up a previous referral automation company for HR before, so I'm in referral automation for 6 years. My partner, Gert Findel, has several other companies, amongst them a software factory with more than 100 engineers. Since launching the company 2 years ago, we won 11 innovation awards in 4 different markets. And these are our growth figures. We broke even. We didn't need any private investment, so we're investment free. All equity is ours, which is a pleasure to say as a startup. And we're now growing 35% month on month, having great plans for next year. So we're here to call on all corporations in Mexico. As you saw, we don't have any clients in Mexico yet. We're starting with that now, to talk to us after the event so that we can start increasing sales for our company. Thank you very much. Tink.
That's it. No more questions. No. Other startup competitions have questions, but we're different. We're not afraid to be different. We don't do any questions. Okay, so bit of a sad news. This is the last one in block 2. So those of you that were having so much fun that you wish this would go on forever, sorry, but there is more, however, in the afternoon. So take the magic clicker, check for 3 minutes, make it click and see what happens, and that does work. Brilliant. Now speak into the microphone.
Hello?
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 Okay, brilliant.
Can you hear me?
Okay, absolutely fantastic. So let me introduce Sergio to you, who's from Monterrey in Mexico. And somebody cheering there from Monterrey. Brilliant. This isn't a US game show, by the way. You don't just cheer like that. Anyway, so fantastic. So Sergio from Monterrey, and the name of the company is Jadu, and they do procurement automation SaaS for office and facility managers. Adelante, Sergio.
Hey. Hello, everyone. My name is Sergio. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Jadu. Jadu is a procurement automation platform for office and facility managers, and I'm here to share with you how in 2 years of operations we have started working with these companies, selling more than $1.6 million. And well, we realized that companies don't have any idea of how much they're spending, okay? They end up, and for this reason, they end up wasting more than 30% in bad procurement practices. Bad procurement practices like not defining budgets, not negotiating with their suppliers, doing manual and repetitive tasks, doing last-minute purchases at last minute. And you know what? I don't blame them, because I know that most companies have to focus on continue selling, continue growing, but it should be easier to be able to control your expenses and to waste less and control your resources. So that's why we have created Jadu. Jadu is a platform that combines more than a marketplace with more than 20,000 products and services with pre-negotiated wholesale agreements, allowing you or making sure you don't pay more anymore. And this is integrated with a procurement SaaS that allows you for effortless spend control that integrates features like procurement and accounts payable automation, budgeting, and mobile workflows, allowing your team to collaborate on procurement from regardless of the place where they are based, whenever and wherever. And with this product, we are currently selling more than 130K, having more than 136 customers with an average ticket size of almost $1,000. And this is how the traction we have had so far and the continuous growth, that currently, only last quarter, we have 40% growth on the last quarter, and we're right now with annual revenues of $1.6 million. And all of this is thanks to the great marketing which we are actually, which is the B2B digital commerce market that right now is set to be valued at $47 billion by 2020. And the main growth driver for this market is actually the transactions that are happening inside this kind of tools. The transactions that are happening inside the procurement software. We have a great team to capture this opportunity that combines experience in marketing, in technology, in enterprise sales, in procurement, working for companies like Microsoft, GE, Scotiabank, as well as world-class investors and advisors. Together, we have built a great team of more than 20 people that are focusing on making B2B commerce better. And right now, well, I just want to invite you that if you want to join us, transform B2B payments and B2B commerce in Latin America, my name is Sergio. Let's talk. Okay.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sergio, and thank you very much to all the teams who pitched. Like, we've been going at this from like 11:30, so that's literally 2 hours of pitches. So, distinguished judges, one and all, if you can rise and make your way to the whatever place you go to fill out your forms and decide who is going to be the wonderful winner of all of this wonderful competition. That would be appreciated. We're going to take a 10-minute break. So we take a 10-minute break now, and then we come back here. We're going to have a panel on cross-border investing, Latin America and European integration. So thank you very much for your attention. See you in all in 10 minutes. Okay. Hey, what? Thank you. Oh, not at all.